To SubiWars AZ's YouTube channel. I get asked all the time, I don't understand why you called it Wars. I don't understand what kind of Subaru event this is. Is this a race-inspired event? Is this, and the questions mount. And all I want to do is I want to lay out the groundwork for people to understand exactly what SubiWars is all about. So, SubiWars was birthed from Subaru Fest, which I quickly found out Subaru is really not all about you using their name in your event without them being part of it or without them reaping some of the benefits from it. So I had to change the name. I was inspired by a mentor I have, Josh Neppa, who did Race Wars, and of course Fast and the Furious had Race Wars, and I wanted to put something together that was catchy but easy to remember, a name that could be branded well, and SubiWars was just the way to go. So we set up SubiWars.com about 6-7 days after Arizona Subaru Fest 2020, which was an awesome turnout, an awesome event. It wasn't exactly what I was wanting the event to be, but it was pretty dang close to something I come up with in a 7-week time frame. So what is SubiWars? SubiWars is for every type of Subaru owner. I don't care if you're 80 years old and you have a first generation Subaru brat that's been passed down through the generations, or if you're a 16-year-old kid who happens to have a great opportunity to own a 2020 STI. Maybe you've completely turned your Outback into a lifted rock crawler, or maybe you're all about the show and your car has $20,000 in dress up mods and interior components and airbags and custom speaker system and subwoofers. And SubiWars is essentially just a really big meet. And I say that because I say really big. I'm not talking 200 or 300. I'm talking thousands of Subarus, all different shapes, colors, sizes that you can ever imagine. Ones that are barely running and barely can make it to the show, and the ones that just were purchased the day before. If you own a Subaru and you are all about the outdoors or the circuit racing or drag strip, I want you here. If you're into supporting the companies that make these aftermarket products that spend hours of R&D to perfect these products, I want you here. This event is designed to really bring the Arizona market and any other states that want to come out together in one place, in this most center point I could find in Arizona, for people with businesses that have to do Subarus to get their name out there more, to increase exposure for them. And the whole goal was to do this in the most cost-effective way possible. SubiWars pre-sale tickets are going to come with a wristband and a pass with your name on it. We're talking like the low cost of anywhere between 14 to 16 bucks. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but that's the direction we're going, is extremely low cost. Other events that people have been to, if you've gone, you're looking at anywhere between $40 to $50 a car. To get into like SubiFest and other events. I want it to as low cost as possible, and not only low cost, I want people to know that somewhere between 25 and 40% of everything that is raised through this event is going directly to charity. The gracious landowners of the Fanes up here in Prescott Valley have private land. It's also considered to be Prescott Valley Entertainment District, with very sizable parking lots that are perfect for this type of event, for SubiWars. The vendors that are going to be paying the registration fees, portions of that money is also going into the big charity pool, so that not only are we doing something for ourselves, we're doing something for others. My commitment to you guys when it comes to SubiWars is I don't want to be that guy. Everybody says, oh, you must love the attention. You know what? Sometimes it does feel good when people are messaging you like, oh my gosh, you're the guy at the SubiWars. But realistically, I just want to be another guy walking through and seeing all the vendors and checking out the booths and the new parts and the fresh releases and the different gear you can pick up. And I want to walk my kids around and show them everything. But what I realize is it doesn't always just kind of come out of thin air. No one really takes on the big load and makes something happen. And I realize, especially in Arizona, there's very few events that don't end up just being at a drag strip. And it's all about the racing aspect. And I just really saw a big void and a big area that we could do something different and make it an annual thing. I also noticed that when it comes to Arizona, as far as events goes, there's nothing really going on at the beginning of the year, especially with COVID, which was a terrible detriment to the economy. Taking so many events and canceling them. So I saw that, hey, you know what? While it's still boost weather conditions, we should really set up an awesome event and not wait till the end of the year like most people are doing. So with that, and my tendency to be extremely long-winded, I really appreciate everybody's support. I appreciate you guys checking the video. If you wouldn't mind going to the first video and giving it a share to your Facebook or to your Instagram or to whatever social media you'd like, to spread the word about SubiWars. That first commercial was very, very inexpensively made on an iPhone with iMovie. This video is being filmed on an iPhone. I'm literally in my car on break. I'm just a normal, average, everyday person, just happens to be a stupid, big Subaru fanatic. And I'm really excited to see how fast everything's coming together and the large amount of people that are getting behind this, even from out of state, like Oklahoma and Kansas and Utah have made their presence known. People that are in Colorado are talking about it. Texas, we got people in Maryland talking about cruising all the way to Arizona for SubiWars. And man, it gets me so excited to know that. As well as on Tuesday, every vendor that I've compiled together from all of you that have sent me messages, shared comments, and discussed all these different garages and shops and even products and companies that I didn't even know existed because I'm not in that type of the Subaru world. I have them all listed. I've heard you, I've listened to every piece of it, and everybody's gonna get that same email to give them the same opportunity to be a vendor here. I wanna bring you everything from the big hitters like Cobb and Perrin and IAG and Outfront Motorsports to the guy that I bought the car from, Larry Taylor, who is the most genuine, down-to-earth guy that just is so dedicated to the Subaru world. I bought this car off him, and it's honestly been the best investment I've ever had. So if you know any shops or any companies that I've listed, if you would reach out to them, if you've bought products from them, if you're sponsored by them, and encourage them to really pay attention to that email and to make their RSVP known to me so that they can be set up and be a vendor here. I want this event to blow everything for 2021 out of the water. And I want you guys to be able to be right there in the mix, park right next to the Grimspeed booth, park right next to the Perrin booth, park right next to Anderson Fab if he can make it out, or Primitive Racing with their skid plate setups. So I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys following the channel. I know this is long-winded, and with that, I will let you guys get back to your normal day in the life of a Subaru owner, which is probably putting a drip pan on your driveway or fixing some head gaskets.